Good morning from here. Very warm welcome back. So how was the homework? Who remembers the homework from yesterday? Actually, it's a homework for life, but as it was phrased, you can share. Please add your thoughts, and we can revisit this. First, we will start with a drill from Madhavan, from Babdada. Thank you. Thank you. Yesterday, it was shared like the example of scientists. They understand something and they apply, and we get results that we see. And for them, it's obvious. They understand the details, how it's put together. They see the results, and we see them, results, but we don't understand necessarily how. So for us, it's like a secret. And it was likened to the yogi, understanding that the subtle science of the invisible world and seeing the seed. And it's not hidden in the sense we don't want to hide it from anyone, but it's the subtlety. And you know, when you've understood something, it's like, that's it, this is it. I penny drops. And even in that drill, the smriti, it really, those moments when you feel this absolute clean perspective that Baba is seeing and inviting us to awaken in the psyche, this complete independence from this performance and everything that comes. and the extract of helping the world, making others happy when we know the secrets, and the Razi, the Raz, the rhyming in Hindi for bringing happiness through knowing secrets. And that, of course, was connected to the homework, the revisiting of the treasures 4 or 5 times. It's a nice way to see yoga as just revisiting what you have. And of course, we've got to live from there if we're really to come out of the lower consciousness, big secret of understanding the friend and the enemy in the game. So do type your reflections, how it's going, homework, and your thoughts. And we'll be handing over now to Prashant. Good morning.
Hello, and welcome back. And good morning from here. Let us create a few more minutes of attention. For us to come to the alokik world. This is the game. One side is the alokik world, and other side is the story world. Ravan within each one is fully obsessed with the story world, madly obsessed, as if there is nothing else exist for Ravan. Our success is to come in the alokik world, which is our world of God, but it is our world, not just a home. That is where our family is, our treasures are, everything of ours is at that level. We experience it without making it artificial. We need to see with the best intellect. Ravan feels it is a waste of time to experience God's world. Deep inside, that is exact position of Ravan. Ravan has got so many other things to think about. So much junk to churn. And this is why we have to use the best intellect. And with the best intellect, we are seeing clearly that this story world, it is not even our world. There are so many stories in this world. So I don't need to analyze anything, don't need to be obsessed with anything. I can put a full stop. We heard this in the Murli of today, no? Being able to put a full stop. Easily, people can't put a full stop because it is like suppression. But when you are using Paras, you are understanding what a waste of time to keep thinking about Harry Potter. And then you are saying, this is okay, this has to be stopped. And there is, it becomes easier. You lower the power, lower the speed already. So this is what we are doing right now. It's a game of a second. In a second, we are seeing this world, the story world. That includes this gathering right now. Prashant is part of that story world. And many things happen. Some things go left and right, and the whole thing is going to disappear also. But we are aware of the world beyond. The real world. We are aware of that with interest. In a second, we come to this region of light and color. And during this time, our aim is to remain engaged with this region of light and color. In this world is the family, all are like living stars. This all appears normal for us. Complete simplicity. They don't need hats and beards and spears. You need all of that in the story. Here, they have complete simplicity. They are like living stars. They all have their personalities. All are divine, divya, and alokik. Immensely lovely. All and always. In every second, we are just experiencing this. We make it easier for them to become conscious. World of the family and the father. This is the real world, important world. We are not seeing this as just a meditation experience. The true self, who is the invisible witness, for him, it is normal to be like a tiny point. It is normal to be immortal. It is normal to belong to this sky, belong to this great family, belong to God. It is normal to see the physical world as a theater. fictional world that repeats. Normal to see is complete independence from the theater and the story. Independent means the story can finish. Story has got some dragons. Story has got villains. He's completely independent. It is not his story. Invisible witness. He knows his complete independence from the story. we check this if that is exactly what we are feeling. Only then it is soul consciousness. If we feel that complete independence, 100% independence. If we do not feel independent from the story, it means Ravan is there. Ravan is the one who is trapped in the story. This is what we call ego-based effort. It may appear all effort, but it is mixed. Ego is 100% based on the story, whereas the invisible witness is 100% free from the story. As we continue with our efforts and our journey, we understand the truth, beautiful truth, our truth. Thank you. We want to make it very, very clear to ourselves, to everyone in the world, that we have our world. We have our father, and we have the family, and we are telling everyone that there is something called true self. That is real you. We are also telling them that at present there is a false self. All this life is going on, but it is powered by the false notion of the self. And this false notion of the self, it is the same as Ravan. When we use the word Ravan, it is all that ordinary life that is going on. It is Ravan-based life. That's why this is like a little secret for us to know. Ravan is not all the time angry and banging the table. Ravan's most common form is smile. He can get on with his task with just pleasantries and smiles and more smile and more pleasantries. Only when he doesn't get by his these games, then the other form comes up. But Ravan is not screaming and shouting in the first second. Just push him a little bit, then you get the color. You want to say anything? You want to add anything? Your efforts and your observations.
I often hear that the appreciation for the emphasis of what is normal, because we've made in the middle period body consciousness seen as normal, so we're reinstating the normal. When we come, we are so conscious. So when Baba's reawakening us for the return journey. Today, this topic of waste is also profound, and it's in the context. If you understand best, you can see what is waste. Otherwise, without this total separation, I think we are working in the middle, as if shades of grey rather than mixed. There are quite a few questions, and would you like to take anything now?
Yeah, we'll take the questions first.
Connected to the commentary. Are all the family members in the real world, or are they playing their parts in the physical world?
What we are doing in our meditation practice is we come to the timeless reality. We see the timeless scene, and including ourselves. We are right now playing the part also, but we see the timeless scene. Baba may be also in Madhuban or speaking the Murli, but we see the timeless reality. And yeah.
That is stable, and that helps stabilize mind. How to be 100% free from the story when there are responsibilities and duties, or maybe our own role, we might have made a mistake. And so how do we remain free?
See, it is almost like playing a game. Say you are playing a game. From the first second, you know that you don't even need to play the game. Some teams, 2 teams are made, you don't need to play the game. Your life is completely independent of the game. And you still go into the game and you take responsibility. You are playing to win and you want to score and you want to defend your team. You are working so hard, jumping, and they are pushing you, and you deal with all this, you tolerate all this. You fall and you start again. But all along, even whilst playing the game, you are holding that space that this is a game and you are free. If the whole thing is cancelled, you don't lose anything. If you lose the game, still you don't lose anything. This game is a nice example for all of us. Same happens here. When you have seen the bigger map, then you know that your world is independent of the game, and then you are happy to play the game. You are playing the game with the new enthusiasm. If you were not to see the reality beyond the game becomes your world, then you will not enjoy the game the same way. And everything will become like a crisis for you. You will be angry and instead of enjoying the game. But when you know the bigger map, you enjoy the game even better.
This is such a huge secret, isn't it? And appreciate the question because the answer is so good to remind ourselves continually, reprogramming it completely. What is the the secret behind Baba asking about self-transformation in today's Murli, and which self needs to transform as the true self is already perfect?
Yeah. The Raz, the way I understood it, some are so busy, you know, changing the world or changing others or service, or sometimes, giving lecture to somebody else that someone else should change, usually the husband. So Baba is saying here, one person where you have the 100% success rate. If you give a lecture to your husband, there may be success, but maybe 50%. But with yourself, you will have 100% success, And the Baba is placing this, emphasis on self-transformation. And self-transformation, which self? You said true self is already perfect. So this is the true self. Now what also happens is all these false self are there. And false self will never change. They will remain demonic. All these false identities, they are hardwired to behave like a beggar and to behave like a victim, and they are slaves because they are all based upon the story. And ego will behave like an ego forever. You cannot change the ego. So what is your effort? You want to tell me? What is your effort? Ego will remain an ego. You can't change ego into become nice and become egoless. You can't make him. And Ravan will remain Ravan, demonic. So what is your effort then? What are you making? What are you doing? Anyone can answer. What is your effort?
Stop the chicken.
Yes, our effort is to nourish the soul. You are finding clever methods that will help soul consciousness become stronger. And you are finding clever methods to remove the ego in different ways. Each time you are creating an environment of knowledge, ego becomes weaker. You bring light, shadow disappears. It is like that. You create an environment of knowledge, you use paras, ego shrinks. Guaranteed. Ego is made weaker straight away. You create an environment of darkness, ego becomes stronger. Stone intellect, ego becomes stronger. Like here, this image that we have seen here, that instantly, affects, makes the ego smaller. Because you are seeing obvious, this whole story is so small and it is irrelevant and it is a story and it is not even our story. All of these attitudes, they shrink the ego. Ravan shrinks. And that's the good news. Even 5 seconds, 2 minutes, each time you are doing this, it continues to shrink. And it is a success. At the same time, you are creating time to nourish the soul awareness. That is what yoga is, tapasya is. You are seeing Baba's perspective. You are using paras. All of that nourishes the soul. And so there is a victory. You continue to win. And this is transformation. If the ego are going and your soul consciousness is becoming stronger, it is becoming more and more natural. Paras is becoming stronger. That is very, very good news. Because this goes with you from today to tomorrow. And your reactions will be different as a result. Yeah, you want to add anything? Say anything?
Is there a way to explain this in one sentence? Because it's common problem where we mix with this ideology that somehow soul is immune to the effect of action. So we can use that understanding soul is perfect, which of course it starts clean, but we have this alloy. It's very clear, and I feel it's so precious. So we have yoga with the perfection in order to remove imperfection, but we can't give that to Maya, that soul is already perfect. Because if there are negative Ravan's thoughts, it's feeding Ravan. You've already said it, but I wonder if there's a very simple way to say that.
Yeah, you also clarified it nicely just now. Yes, I sometimes hear these statements in the Brahmin world that souls are perfect already, we are perfect already. That kind of chant that can go into the Maya's stomach, and Maya will say, "Oh, we are perfect." In fact, that statement itself is wrong. That we are perfect, So because that one who is saying it is a small I, false ego. Is saying it most of the time. We know that there is the invisible. When you are using objective language, then there is power. You are not giving it to ego. When you are using objective language, you know that the invisible witness, he is perfect. He is worthy to be loved by God. They fully agreed. But also we are accepting that there is an alloy. All these false I are there, they're dominating. They rule our mind, rule our lives. So there is a demon right there inside. So we have to fully accept this. And we need to create this environment that stops the demon.
Yeah, that's fascinating that actually the objective language protects from, in a way, Ravan using it. We need to see both in a way objectively and clearly see what we're dealing with. Question. Can you re-explain about the smiling and the pleasantries of Ravan and just go over the Sanskrit terminology?
Okay, who is asking?
new student maybe doesn't know some of these words.
Okay, yeah. So that's why I was asking some Sanskrit terminology. I will just go briefly. Sam, Dam, Dand, Ved. This is the chant that exists in some scriptures. And what it is, Ravan, Mr. Ravan, he first tries, he has an agenda, he wants cakes. So he first tries his method. He wants cakes. So he smiles and smiles, and he gets cakes. He may give some pleasantries, you are so kind and all this, pleasantries, he gets the cakes. If that doesn't work, he becomes a bit clever, Ravan. Ravan now is doing some manipulation, persuasion, that is coming in. This still comes in the department of Sam. If that doesn't work, then he goes to next level, that is bribe. Dam is bribe. So he gives you a chocolate. So he knows the bigger cake will come to him. So giving these greeting cards and gifts and all, there can be, if it is coming from Ravan, there can be an agenda there. Ravan's nothing is innocent. Ravan's everything has calculation behind it. So Dam is bribe. If even that doesn't work, then the next level comes, and that is threats. That is Dand. Dand is a stick. So he comes with threats and maybe aggression. It can be violence, and it can go to any level. And last is Bed. And in this level, he says, Ravan says, I'm not going to get a cake, okay. I don't want a cake. But you are not going to get a cake either. So he is absolutely fired to take revenge and make your life hell. That becomes his purpose. Ravan is, leave aside me. I'm going to make your life hell. But Bed involves making gang against you. So his active program is gang. Gossip that happens in this world, it is it is not innocent gossip. Someone is just lazy and has got nothing else to do, so sits there and gossips. He has a agenda behind, Ravan's agenda, and that is a bigger form of Ravan. When Ravan is having a program to make a gang against you, it is a bigger head of Ravan. And this intention to create a gang, through gossip and through spreading some, it can be done cleverly, or someone may do it, foolishly, but it is always around. So you got an idea?
Yeah.
Do anyone comes across all this? If Ravan is big, it will go to the full level. If Ravan is small, he may try, but just a little, persuasion, little pleasantries, he doesn't get it, he will drop it. But if Ravan is big, he will go to the level of making gangs and gossip and taking a revenge. He can't let go of that. Can't put a full stop. That is big Ravan.
Thank you. Useful. About the meditation, is it common not to see red light or the light when intellect is focused in the soul world? At the times I see light, but as if layers are preventing colored light.
Oh, sure. The light and the color is just a reference. the shape and the details about light, it is all just a reference, which means it is not central. We all are different. Some people can create little visual image more easily, some cannot, and then that is not a problem at all. The way things exist is different. The most important part of this practice is you are not dangling in that story world. That is the most important part. Your attention is in the alokik world. You are experiencing the personalities. That is the most very important part. You are understanding the personalities behind. And these personalities are divine personalities. You understand why they are divine. If they are immortal, how they become free from all the Ravan department, really. Their comparisons, competitions, and little anxieties, they become completely free from everything of that nature. And they are happy, but we said yesterday, the undercurrents are happy. Like here, someone may be happy, but undercurrents means he also knows tomorrow things can change. He also remembers yesterday something broke, someone was broken by someone, and there is a little bit of irritation about that. All these are there under the surface, and anytime they can shift into other feelings. Whereas these divine personalities, they are clean inside, outside. There is nothing underneath. Unpleasant is not there. In the story, many things happen, but they don't get into irritation or anxiety. All this sham, dam, dund of Ravan doesn't exist in these personalities. You are experiencing this personality. In this, the color and all is not essential. As you are experiencing it, it is happening within you. You are seeing the personality of God, personality of these divine beings. You are seeing your personality, true self, who is so lucky. He has won the biggest lottery. You are seeing your personality. Every second you are doing this, it is becoming stronger. This is what our yoga is. And that strength, strong, angelic personality, that is what continues from one day to the next, from one life to the next life.
It's a beautiful process, isn't it? The personalization of what we understand, to really genuinely for the self get the practice that really works for our own psychology, or whatever word, because we're all different. For some, light color is good. For someone else, it's more personality. For someone else, it's presence, some word or phrase. But Baba gives all the methods, and we don't need to wait for approval. We use Baba's orientation.
Oh yeah, they're very clear. And for some from Bhakti background, God may be the starting position, entry. But for someone else, maybe the greatness of the soul may be the entry. And then he understands his life with God later. But entry point may be different.
Can we say that there is a physical self and a spiritual self?
People use that language, but no harm in using that language. But ultimately, there is true self, oneself, and then there is a drama, and there is a part, and so not using the word self to this, it is more clear for ourselves. If we avoid that language, then it is better. But in psychology, in the Lockic world, because they are not so clear about the true self, for them body consciousness is normal, so they use the word physical self.
It's good to be aware of when we're seeing practices in the world of meditation techniques, that they don't have this clear true self, so everything can get quite confusing. So to see the separation of terminology. Just one quick thing, one final question about the game. When one entered a game before knowledge, Gyan, and now it's undesirable, what to do? Is it clear, the question?
A game, which game?
You were saying earlier, see this life as a game, and then you have the right attitude.
Yeah.
But if we entered a game before knowledge, we didn't mean to, we entered some commitments maybe as part of the game, and now we don't want that to play that game. What to do?
Don't play.
But maybe if, for example, you might have family commitments.
See what is possible, if there are certain things which I don't need to be there, I don't, and come out of it. Our time is precious, and everything of ours is precious. Our resources are precious. So why waste the time and resources in something that is wasteful? And you feel you still cannot be, you cannot come out of it, and then reduce your time there in that situation. Don't know the exact, worth discussing the individual situation with the instrument, but broad principle is that our time is precious.
There are many examples of sisters and probably also brothers, but hearing from the sisters, when you align yourself to Baba, your progress and service, things can cooperate. It doesn't happen overnight, but you get the freedom you need. So often service is connected to being free from bondage, but first bondage is in the mind. Do I feel restricted? And dealing with that, other things can really fall into place. That's been what I've observed in, as you say, speaking to an instrument for each situation. If you want to add anything, there aren't any other questions right now.
Yeah, I was thinking of seeing the video and some discussion after the video. So we are going to go to a farm very soon, and you might enjoy your experience in the farm. This is not a computer game heyday, but something different.
The idea of the higher consciousness is grasped easily through this story. The story is about an insect on a farm. This insect was on the back of a pig, and whilst crawling there, it finds a patch of mud. This insect was very impressed with this big land that it had discovered. It was busy building a fence and putting notices claiming the land by his name. One eagle comes down and asked the insect, Do you want to come to the sky? Do you want to become an eagle? The insect said, Sky? What is there in the sky? What is it? The eagle answered, I will show you the world beyond the clouds. I will show you the sun. I will show you the valleys and the mountains. You will see the trees, the animals. I will also show you the pig. You will see the pig properly. The insect said, That is extraordinary. But I've found this amazing land. I don't want to let go of this land. This is something very rare. I'd still consider coming to the sky, but after a week. By then I should be free. The eagle left, and as requested, returned after a week, and again asked the insect, Do you want to come to the sky? Are you ready? The insect replied, I found more land. These are extraordinary times, new opportunities. So this time I can't come, I'm busy. I'm a success. But let's try again in another week's time. The eagle flies high in the sky and then returns again after a week and asks, Are you ready to come to the sky? The insect replied, Now we have some cracks on my land. I'm busy fixing the cracks. I myself need help here. How can I just drop it all and go to the sky? I'd better not think of the sky. So the insect remained in the mud on the back of the pig. This story tells us about two levels of consciousness. Each and every one has these options. The insect has its own ideas of success and progress. It experiences its own happiness. But seen objectively, there is no comparison between the life of the eagle and the life of the insect. The eagle will never ever choose to settle down in the mud and consider it to be a success. All that is required is to come out of the successful insect syndrome. One who is sensible will not compromise the sky for even 1 second. His attitude will be, I want to experience the sky now. I want to be the eagle this second. And if I have still got some things to do, fix cracks, help others, I will do that as an eagle. This is our story. We have the option to approach this world from a higher consciousness.
Thank you. This story gives us it is our story, and we have these two options: operate with the one level, insect level, and we have option of another level, alaukic. At present, 100% of the human population is operating at the insect level. 100%. Their ideas of progress, success is all within that. box at that level. Even spiritual ideas, they are trying to create a holy corner in that box and be in charge. This kind of that is still attraction. Ego is working at that level. What is Baba offering, reminding us, is the option of the sky. Baba lives at that level, 100%. There is no compromise in Baba. So to understand this, first we need an intellect to see the sky, to understand the alokik, and to renounce land. And this is why we hear in the Murli all the time, forget the body, forget bodily relations, forget your ideas of wealth, come experience unlimited vairagya, disinterest. And so disinterest where? Disinterest in that sticky mud. But if the intellect is stuck at that level, he doesn't see, it is not possible for him to let go, for that insect consciousness. But one who understands the sky, he feels it is not a renunciation. He knows a different game altogether. And so it appears, like some progress. And sometimes people can use knowledge. You become free from stress. You may get a better job, and you will do better health. All of that is true, but the price Baba wants to offer is come out of the pig farm, discover the sky. Now it is not some in future. Discover that reality of the alokik world. It is nicely described in spiritual writings. You win the sky, you also win the earth. The bird that is in the sky, bird is the one who enjoys earth better than any other creature. There are many, many creatures on the land, and there are also slugs and earthworms also. They live in the earth. Bird lives in the sky, but it enjoys the earth better than anyone else. Same happens here also. One who is awake to this option of the sky, he knows the sky. And our sky is sublime compared to the sky of eagle. Our sky, it comes with God. It comes with the experience of the divine. We defined divine. What is divine? Nothing inauspicious. Ravan free life, Ravan free mind. Ravan's field of action is the pig farm. That is where Ravan exists. You come to the sky, Ravan doesn't exist at that level. That is the biggest prize for us. So that's why life of love and happiness and contentment. Nothing inauspicious. So that becomes your life, and that's why biggest lottery just in that. Physical, rest all experience is a bonus. You know the greatness of others, you know the worthiness to be loved by God. We understand another raz in this. The moment you are in this space, that is what is avyakt. That is what is angelic. And who does the highest karma? The highest karma are done by angels. We all want to do good karma, and that is very good. And in the Lokik world also, people are doing good karma. They are doing charity. But the intervention from angels is disproportionate. And what is that? They take others out of that big farm. That is through their stage, they create light. they are like lighthouses. And we are talking about billions, all these humans. You serve humans and animals and matter. All of that service is possible by angels. One has to be in the sky. And what Baba is also offering to us, it's a game of a second. This is not a sort of four-step process. We all got the sky is in front of us. Maybe we just need to be a little bit adventurous in this, and we have to let go of our excitement about the land and success we have got in that farm. See on another scale. That's the adventure. Someone who is too settled, he might say, I don't want to, I'm so happy. I don't want to try anything else. Here you want to come out of that limitation. We'll hear from you.
Image of angel, it can appear, it's a serious thing as well, but it's sort of grandeur and very royal, and but somehow enjoyed this definition of angels are those that take others out of the pig farm, because with their stage. Yeah, and I think the story, although I was involved in making it, it still goes in each time, and especially in the atmosphere of a gathering like this, how much it's really understood is another story. But the attraction of the successful insect syndrome is so interesting. And but in coming as an eagle, not that that's the emphasis, it's more like namesake. But the sky is the answer, the Raz, you found it, and by chance, if you can come, sure. Yeah, I think it's worth finding the language and reflecting deeply for the self, because as if everything in the story that reflects Pata and Paris. So yeah, there are no other comments right now. Thank you.
Yeah. Let us come in the experience of the sky and see the context of the farm. To make this contrast very clear, just like here, we can see the mud pig farm on the back of the pig, and the sky, it appears so clear. We use the word barrier, just like we drew the line in a dotted line line of ignorance, barrier. Let us understand what we mean by that barrier. Invisible soul is the invisible witness. He is the invisible prince. He is the invisible angel. He has his word. Invisible angel. It's a clean start. The reason we are using this language, objective language, so that we get an experience of the clean start. It has to be clean. Invisible witness, he understands the physical world as a world of dolls. It is a story that the performance in the world of dolls is also a story. He finds it strange to mix his life with the world of dolls. He is aware of it, but he is not part of it. It's a different reality. Just like dream is a different reality. You don't mix your life with what is happening in the dreams. In the same way, the invisible angel, he doesn't mix his life with the world of dolls. Everything that we are seeing here in the physical world, it is happening in the world of dolls. Even right now, Prashant is talking, that is happening in the world of dolls. That is the way he sees. He sees in that radical way. Invisible witness, he is the observer of it. Not mixing means he doesn't own anything there. He doesn't, he has no relations in that world of dolls. That world of dolls cannot deprive him of anything, cannot give him anything. It is a different reality. Invisible witness, he is not concerned. He is not worried about things. He is not concerned about things. He is a witness. Very prepared that the next second this whole world of dolls can disappear. Script just comes to an end. And that is the way the script is. Invisible witness remains free. He is very interested in his world. He is very interested in his family. Razyukt, alokik family. Angelic family. He knows they are also from the sky. He knows their greatness. He knows this world is of perfection. Everyone is perfect. World of fullness. World of greatness. World of celebration. And world of eternal security. That's why the highest words from the dictionary need to be used to describe this world. Whether we use the word divine, angelic, alokik, godly, with God, perfection, the highest words from the dictionary need to be used to describe this sublime. As we continue on our journey, we remain awake to this extraordinary truth. We help this invisible witness to remain conscious and not cross the barrier. If we cross the barrier, we mix our lives with the world of dolls. This barrier, we call it AA barrier. It is for you, for your homework to find out what is AA. But at the moment, enough to know that it is good for us to be aware what is barrier. By using the word barrier, it means we can't easily mix things. There is such a big difference. Like you can't use your, we said, you can't mix my life with Harry Potter. It is in a different story world completely. In the same way here, it is a story, still we mix it. That's why we are using the word dolls, cardboard dolls. And on the other side, the world is alokik, divine, subtle, invisible. Perfection already exists, but they shouldn't be mixing. And then remain clean. Thank you.
Does it mean angel, angel?
Something else?
Okay. Alokik angel, someone's written. Alokik, angelic. Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is very helpful. There is a question, however. Doesn't the physical world give you the opportunity to settle your karmic accounts? Are we not invested in the physical world in this way?
Do you mind to repeat?
Yeah, because you were sharing about the barrier. So it's like there's no concern, it's totally free. But do we not have this opportunity in the physical world to settle our karmic accounts? Are we not invested in this settling? Like, do we not want to settle our
Sure,
karmic accounts?
sure. What is happening here? First you are protecting yourselves. There is nothing wrong. You are coming into the physical world also. You are involved in the physical world. But by not crossing the barrier, you protect the Avyakt. You protect the angel. When you mix your life, mixing life means confusion. Someone mixing his life with a story. He thinks Cinderella is my friend. He's confused. You can't give him something useful job to do. Same thing here. When someone doesn't mix his life, he remains clear. And when anyone is clear, he is more useful to others, more useful to himself also. So if the accounts have to be settled, we need clarity to settle the accounts. In confusion, we create accounts.
So in a way, you're saying, you're calling it a barrier, but this clear demarcation is in fact the way to settle. So the attitude that we come with is of clarity, which is of replacing the old programming where we are totally mixed, and that is actually the karma, is the bondage to the false eyes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, maybe this is a good place to pause. There are other questions which we've acknowledged and we'll come back to. But would you like to pose a reflective question or theme for the discussion in the rooms?
Is there in the farm, is there any interest in staying in the farm, in the land? And if there are still interest, how to discover the sky and be more stable in the experience of the sky and not be distracted by the success and the new lands, opportunities. In other words, how to, in short, how to deal with the opportunities when you have the option of the sky.
Mm. Yeah, thank you. As it was termed a successful insect syndrome, but so hopefully that is clear, and of course do feel free to ask, check, or discuss even the meaning and explore in the rooms. So we will open them up now and do ask if you need to change room. Enjoy. We'll see you back in just over 10 minutes. Thank you. Shanti, welcome back. Let's take a moment of this ego experience. Thank you. It was very insightful, the small aspects that I heard in the rooms, and do share because these things can be really helpful. And one thing, there was a discussion about obstacles, and it made me realize normally we say obstacle, like problem, but actually success is an obstacle, isn't it, on the pig's back for the eagle. So defining what we mean by obstacle, the successful insect syndrome, and observing when there's a lot of enthusiasm and just checking where is it coming from. And I can see myself often it's usually mixed. It can be even in the name of service, but compulsion into action. So just curbing the enthusiasm first, really ground in the alokik, and the discrimination will be of benefit for the self, and there'll be that cleanliness. And thirdly, the possibility to be in the farm and be a philosopher about the ego, and be also happy with the knowledge, but stay in the farm, aware of this possibility. So it's not a theory, it's an experience. Thanks to all. And let's welcome back Prashant, and do feel free to continue to share. Thank you.
Hi. I'm going to read a short passage. And this was spoken in 1983. Baba speaking to Didi Manmohini and Dadi Prakashmani. You are Param Pujya, supremely worthy. Is it not? Bapdada is proud of the very special beloved children. The father is proud, and the children know all the Raz, translated as secrets. The father is always proud of the children who understand all secrets, who understand all the Raz. Those who keep a balance of being Razyukt, who are Yogyukt. So Razyukt, those who understand all the Raz, all the secrets, subtleties, significance, they know the bigger map. We gave the example, scientists, they know, why things happen in the way things happen. Here you are spiritual scientists. So then you are Razyukt. Yogyukt, one who is naturally yogi. Invisible witness who is conscious is Yogyukt. One who constantly use all the virtues, Gunayukt. Gun is virtues, one who is full with all virtues. In every situation, you see virtues. Constantly stay under the canopy of the Father's blessings. Blessings are constantly being showered. Gunyukt is that is the way it is translated here, and that is the way it is printed. But Baba more often uses the word Gyan Yukt. And Gyan Yukt is one who is full of knowledge. So Razyukt, Yog Yukt, and Gyan Yukt. So the word, another word, Gun Yukt we use. So they always stay under the canopy of the Father's blessings. Blessings are always being showered. This shower of blessings began as soon as you took birth. And the shower of golden flowers under this canopy of protection will continue till the end. You are moving along under this canopy and are sustained by it. And you will continue to remain under it till the end. You constantly have the shower of blessings of golden flowers. The Father is with you at every step. That is, blessings are with you. Then to Dadiji. You have always been under this canopy. You have been tireless from the beginning and have received the blessing of being tireless. This is why it is as though you are doing everything and yet not doing anything. This is also very good. You were given the crown of responsibility when Baba became Avyakt. Baba taught this one, which is Didi, together with Sakar Baba. And Baba taught you in a second at the time of becoming Avyakt. Baba taught both of you in your own different ways. This too is a part in the drama. Acha. So it is nice. These words. Razyukt, Yogiyukt. They all go together. It is not possible to be Razyukt if you are not soul conscious. Only if you have come out of the pig farm, then you understand all the big secrets. If one stays at the pig farm, you may know the secrets of the science, but you don't know the big secrets. When you understand what exists beyond, then big secrets. Even Newton, he was based in Cambridge, in Trinity College. And during his lifetime, he was saying he wants to know Prisca Sapienza, the hidden knowledge, ancient knowledge. Prisca. So he says he knows all this, but the real knowledge is ancient knowledge, ancient wisdom. And ancient wisdom is not in books, it is not in libraries. For that, you need to leave the pig farm. There are some ideas, knowledge, information is there somewhere, but that is not sapienza. Because here is the opportunity to discover, experience that dimension. And more you are staying in that dimension. And the earlier the question was how to responsibility for people, how to benefit others. The real benefit for everyone is help them discover the sky. They are all from the sky. No one is from the world of ants. There's pig farm and insects. That is what everyone thinks. But they all are eagles from the sky. And the highest we can do is be ourselves, discover that big wisdom, that discover the dimension, different dimension altogether. And just by being in that, we are already creating light for the whole world. But whoever you see, in your vision, your attitude, you are saying, you are lucky, very lucky. You are from that sky. Words are not necessary, just attitude. You are immortal and you are from that sky. You are from the God's family. Everyone is lucky forever. And this in the drama, there is some part that is going on. In the ant world, there is a part, temporary part. And understand this attitude and vision and that awareness of yours as its results, not to underestimate it. And that is what the angelic intervention is. And if they get glimpses of it, that is the seed that continues to grow. And as they discover that alaukik, they will enjoy the sky, they will enjoy the earth as it comes. Earth, there's all kinds of things happen on the earth, but those who know the sky, they enjoy the sky, they enjoy the earth. That is Razyukt, Yogyukt, Jnanyukt. We'll be creating some time for experience, but let us first hear any other thoughts from you.
Thank you. There are a couple of questions. Should I ask them now?
Yeah.
You mentioned that we need to come as the ego, which in other words is like an angel. What's the accurate way of knowing that soul is coming as an eagle into the farm and not as the insect?
When we are conscious, and this is like this will not happen by itself. It necessarily needs that attention. Invisible witness. Invisible witness is visiting this world, the foreign world. An invisible witness is not Prashant. Prashant is part of that foreign world. He is witness, observing this. He is from different world. He is invisible. Completely carefree. and his intoxication is based on the sky. He thinks he's very lucky because of the sky, not because of the sticky sugar in the ant world. So your question, how do we know? If my emotions, passions, intoxication is because of the ant world, then the ant is one who is conscious. That during those seconds, during those minutes, the lower consciousness, ego is very much impressed with things of the ant world. If the intoxication emotions are based upon the sky, then we know that the Avyakt is conscious during those seconds, during those minutes.
Deeply reassuring, isn't it, when the happiness of the alokik is included in the deep peace. Otherwise, this agitation type of happiness, there's no feeling of safety. Actually, it's kind of can go anywhere. Yeah, I hope it helps. Happy to hear further comment. Regarding karma, there was a question about karma, and then another question. Is it a karmic account or the script that comes into play in this drama? The question clear?
Yeah. Bottom line, it's a script. There are many things happen in the script. Right from Golden Age, there is a script. And right from Golden Age, there is birth and death, and things go up and down. Life is like that, and that is a script. But based upon our bondages, that can give me the freedom or pain. Different reactions come based upon my past accounts. Same situation comes, but if there is no account, he finds it, he sees it with a different attitude.
You. Now, one more question here. What are dreams? Do they have any significance in our life?
In studies, they say 15% of the dreams have got some element of, they are not just random thoughts or some going on random images. There is some prophetic nature in certain percentage of dreams. It may be different with different individuals, but each one knows. Sometimes someone gets a dream and he knows, it has some relevance. But it is good for us ordinarily to not to give too much importance to the dream. We want to reduce the power of the drama, this drama that is in front of us. We want to see it as a story. So we don't want to get caught into a dream and create another bondage there. We want to put a full stop and go beyond. But certain percentage of dreams have prophetic nature.
It could be a signal, but it's not a signal to hang around in the dream. It's a signal for something to come up or come out, maybe. Yeah, so there aren't any other questions right now. Just one something resonated in the mind about an Sakar Murli on the 20th of February. And Baba said, the father now says, young and old, it is now everyone's stage of retirement. I will now take everyone back and he won't return here at all. And it was a feeling of this finality. And there seems to be a deep secret in knowledge comes when it's the time of the return journey. So this one Prashant was sharing, no concern. If really this is secondary reality, the destruction scenes are a test of our wisdom to really be in the alokik and know everyone else is safe, play a part to bring the attention beyond the story, be free, remain free, help others be free, because we won't come back. It's very, it's like the plug is pulled, that's it. But there's no regrets from the alokik if that is there. So just had that thought. There are a couple of questions just being dropped in here. Dreams are also from the story world. How to cultivate Paris. Any final comments?
More we use Paras will become strong. And it's just like muscles, whichever muscles you use, they become stronger. Dreams are, yeah, it is like they are all images, so it is part of the story.
Dream in the dream. So anything final for you'd like to share, Prashant? And then we have a drill from Madhavan.
Sure. And that's so nice message for us and something to the essence I might like to underline to reflect on the word barrier. Even though we know everything, we understood everything, we know the sky, but crossing the barrier is not just coming on the earth, but mixing your life with the story world. And one example I'm giving, someone, if you are watching a film and you say, oh, that horse is my horse, then you are mixing. If you feel that person is my friend, and why is that person saying this? He should not say. There is confusion. In confusion, I don't see the barrier between that reality and our reality. So the person mixes his life with the story, mixes his life with the dream. These are two realities, and it is never possible to mix, and they are mixing. So here, the invisible traveler, he knows this physical world is a separate reality. Prashant is within that, with story reality. And the invisible witness, invisible traveler, he comes here, but remains the witness. He internally knows that story cannot affect him even the slightest. Many things happen in the script of the story, but it is a different world. He doesn't mix his life and his world with the story world. If that is done, he is behind the AA barrier. He doesn't create any bondages. He remains 100% clear. And so we check this, that there is 100% clarity. And we may mix things, but repeatedly come back to this AA barrier and see what it means stepping back. then you have understood the big Raz. And the big Raz has its big prize also. Razyukt, and you get big prizes. Baba said in that passage, Baba is proud if you are Razyukt. Baba brings blessings. So these are big prizes.
We also use the word demarcation.
That's nice. Yes.
And if it stands out, that is the empowerment for our practice, that it should look absurd in those moments to really think one is a character in a story. So this is what you mean by barrier, that like the intellect should be empowered enough to see the demarcation.
Yeah.
The very clear separation and for the self.
Yeah.
So this is some background refinement, homework, hobby. Do you want to create a couple of moments of experience before we go to the drill?
Go to the drill.
That will be our experience.
Hmm.
Thanks to all, especially translation family. We will be sharing the next retreat information. There's some links in the chat for the recordings. Shanti. Thank you. Hear from Baba.
अपने मन मंत्री को सीकन में ऑर्डर कर अशरीरी विदेही इस